All right, so that question we get all the time is, can you make me X pickup, right? So what do we do about that? I think in general, our answer is gonna be no most of the time. We're not gonna make you an exact copy or clone of something that another company does. We just don't do that. If it's in the vein of something inspired by something that we're already doing, we'll often steer you towards that model, or maybe it's that model plus some turns or minus some turns that create something that's in the ballpark. So yeah, what do you think about this whole thing of like, can you make me the copy? Because we even have like drop-ins that like make me a Seymour Duncan or make me a DiMarzio.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that whole deal?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely try to, even if, we're trying to hit a ballpark with the style of pickup, we still build it our Porter way, and we don't know how Larry or Seymour are doing it or anything like that, or any of the other builders. We just try and take everything that we've learned, and yeah, like just we're inspired by the tones and really what it does to the rest of your signal chain and different guitars. So we just try and, take what we know and then do it our way from the ground up. And yeah, we'll just try and get close. But really there's something in our line where whether you're adding turns, taking turns away, swapping a magnet, like our lineup is pretty broad, and just little tweaks here and there, you'd be surprised at some of the sounds that you can get. So.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if we get asked to build something that is exactly, like I said before, exactly like that, or even down to the look. Sometimes it's a look thing where it's like, can you make it look this way? A good example is cream stuff with DiMarzios. Obviously, we're not going to do that. Double cream humbuckers, we don't want to get into trouble. But then there's some pickups that they all look the same from the top, and then, like you said, the recipe is different under the hood. So, long answer for that question is typically we will not do that, and it is awkward. I'll just be honest. It's awkward to be asked to build something of another company. We've got, like you said, we've got a ton of models on our site, so we would prefer that you just buy something from us. And if you want that exact whatever, go to that company and buy from them. All right, so endorsements, that's a big, hairy subject. Something that's, I think the short answer would be yes and no, that we do endorsements. It's a little hard just to start, just to go straight to the point. It's a little hard to kind of filter through endorsement requests. We get a lot of them. I play in this band and I do this and I do that. And some companies hand out endorsements like Sweetwater candy. They just throw it out for whoever wants it. We don't really do that. We're really looking for people that will partner with us in the sense of they're going to stay loyal to the brand. I think that's something that is important for us. If they take the pickups on and then they switch them out in X amount of months, it's kind of like, well, what is that? Where did that get us? And so we do offer almost never free, but we do offer discount for certain artists. And again, that's not open season for you to email us necessarily. We'll take your email, but oftentimes we don't address that. And I think it's just kind of a case-by-case basis. But I don't like being I'm Judge Judy or something. I'm trying to decide if they're worthy of an endorsement. I really don't like that. I don't like being in that position. It makes me feel uncomfortable, if I'm just totally honest. But what do you think about, because we've never really had a strict set policy, which may be kind of confusing sometimes, but what do you think about kind of the way that we do it, or anything to add to that, I guess?
Yeah, there's never really been all right, here's all the rules if you have all of these things. It has been it sounds kind of hokey, but it's kind of been very organic. We get a call, an artist that has our pickups is like, oh, I'm in Boise, I have downtime. They'll come to the shop and they'll play some models, and usually they're just there's some model that stands out, and we end up, I know we've even installed things in an hour in somebody's guitar, the string's still on, and we wanted to be able to give them something inspiring for the rest of the tour, and that's what it's about. It's just kind of been like that, organic give and take. We're both benefiting, and it's just cool. It's more like friends, inner circle-y, and not to now make it sound exclusive.
Right.
It just it just feels right. I don't know, the people that have come in and that we've done that for, it just feels like a natural.
Yeah, you got to get past Marco. You got to charm Marco with whatever that takes. Usually guitars, just more guitars. But yeah, I think it's something that a lot of artists have come in, and we've had a mix of artists that come in, and some of them are like, give me free stuff, I'm on tour with this guy and I'm a big deal. And then there's other guys like, hey man, this is really cool what you're doing in the shop. I know you got to make a living. Let me buy something from you. And at that point, then usually we'll say, yeah, we'll save you a few bucks because you come in and you're it's kind of like a peer-to-peer thing. We're like trying to work together. They understand if they play it and talk about it, that will help us, and then vice versa. They get some gear for a little less. But again, it's just not a cut and dry. And I think maybe because it hasn't been cut and dry, we've sometimes maybe got put in some weird situations where someone's like, hey, waiting to hear back about this endorsement thing, and you know, we're trying to get some stuff out the door or whatever. So there's a lot of situations. Again, very kind of, I feel like it's an incomplete answer, but that's sort of been our stance in how we do endorsements. So a very probably unclear answer, but at the same time, it's just something that is difficult for us to navigate, and we're trying to figure out what that means for us and why we would do it. And usually it's kind of like you said, somewhat of a gut feel, like, yeah, this guy's gonna be around for the long haul. And then sometimes you can tell if the guy's just wants something for cheap or for free. It's like, oh, you need to give me this. And typically that's an indication of sometimes that they will then move on from you within the next X amount of time, and then you don't feel good about it. So it's just kind of like evaluating that. So couple great questions that we get. If you guys have more questions you'd like us to address, leave those in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. And again, this is very just quick turn on the camera. We don't even have the brick wall trimmed in, and now they're gonna know. Now they're gonna know it's not real brick, but that's okay. Beautiful Amazon special fake wall. So there it is. A couple great frequently asked questions. Thank you guys for your support. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you guys. See you next time.